Psalm 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him I will trust. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked. Because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place. No evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near you, your dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot. Because He has set His love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation.
And we want to welcome all of His Glory Nation from east to west to north to south. Welcome to today's War Report. Happy Hump Day. Everybody looks forward to Wednesdays, probably because Wednesdays with Julie Green. If you missed our hour and a half with Julie Green, it was incredible again. Her God has given her a lot of downloads. I think she said she had 3 prophetic words on Saturday alone. One of those is around silver and gold, the financial reset that's coming. If you saw DeMonte Edmonds with us too, he had a vision about the financial reset. So also I was told yesterday about the financial reset from not the spiritual end, the actual literal end when this is executed. And again, August 1st seems to be a date. I'm not saying it's going to go public on August 1st, but that's a significant date, not just on the tariffs, but on the rails, the new rails. And I'm told Elon Musk is going to have a major announcement very soon, too, about a payment system for X that will tie to this whole financial system. So exciting times when it comes to finance. You want to protect your assets. Speaking of financial times and just craziness, the Fed, again, met today, kept interest rates steady. They did not move on that. President Trump is still trying to push hard on the Fed, again, the Federal Reserve, that they're neither federal nor reserve. That's one of the 17 scandals. Literally all 17 scandals are in play. One of them wasn't Fast and Furious, but now Fast and Furious is coming in. Literally all 17 scandals. We're going to do a special Take 5 on the 17 scandals here pretty soon, just to go over how prophetic God is telling me this January of 2017. How that's all coming back to play. Many people thought it would never happen again. Nothing would be brought up. Some of the things I didn't even understand what they meant. And now he's showing us. So interest rates holds that hurts people in housing, hurts people in buying cars. Even if you got good credit, it's still hurting. It's hurting our federal deficit. I think what President Trump said, 300 billion. Did I get that right? 300. Yeah, I think it's 300 billion by each point. And he says we should be 3 full points down lower. Can you imagine what that would be to the American people? And IRS, more coming. So it's going to be insane time. All right, now it's time for the financial report. All right, there he is. We have Polny with us with a financial report. Hey, Bo.
Pleasure. God bless you, Pastor Dave. Thank you for all you do. So, yes, exciting time to be here today. So, I don't know what, I've not been watching the news too closely, so I actually enjoy watching what you're talking about right now. So, thank you. But with regard to the finances, the couple things I want to touch base on today, what the Lord put in my heart is specifically with regards to silver. So, again, we've talked about this before. Very important to understand. Silver breaking through $50 will mark the start of the Jubilee. Will start the mark of the collapse of the financial system. Will start the mark of the crashing of the Federal Reserve System, the IRS system, the Babylonian system. Remember, all the three-letter agencies, all of that ties in with the Babylonian system that's controlled humanity. So we're looking for a marker that starts the collapse of all of it. And the marker is silver breaking through $50. We've talked before, and I've shown the charts on your channel. I'm not sure if your team could possibly put up a few of the charts I sent. But on page 5, what we're talking about and looking at is specifically silver. Silver back in the year 1980 went up to $49 and change. It did the same thing in 2011, but it's never touched $50. It's very important to understand, we talk about Leviticus 25, thou shalt consecrate the 50th year, proclaim liberty throughout the land. So when you're looking at this chart right here, it's rather fascinating because you'll see both of those, you don't need to understand charting. You just look at the pattern here it's formed, okay? You got 1980, a big spike vertical. It never touched $50. Same thing happened in the year 2011, spiked vertical, never touched $50. Again, it's what a coincidence, as Pastor Dave says, there aren't any, but the fact that it's never touched $50 is a clear indicator that the year of Jubilee marks the 50th year. And then we've got prophecies about when it takes out $50, that marks the beginning of the great wealth transfer. So right now, we've seen, Pastor Dave and I have spoken with Andrew, we've talked about silver, bouncing around the $20 range for a few years. It finally broke through $28. We've talked about that regularly. And then finally, it took out that $36 mark, okay? So we've seen it go to $39 and change. And right now, with what's called price, when it breaks through $39, it becomes support. $36, it becomes support. So now we've got support on silver right around that $36 range. When it reverses off of this mark right here, understand it's going to take out 40 very quickly, and then when it takes out 40, it's going straight through 50. So this is going to mark the fall of the Babylonian system. So very exciting. Now also on slide 6, it's another chart I basically put up this morning, but silver itself too, when you look at it, since, remember, the death of the Pope and Resurrection Sunday, April 20th. What are the coincidences? Look at this chart. April 21st, the death of the Pope. That's Monday morning, the death of the Pope. Silver bottomed, reversed, and has been outperforming gold every single day since. Look at that, okay? So since the death of the Pope, since Resurrection Sunday, the spirit of Pythos, the Kim Clement prophecy, begins to be destroyed in America and then the world. It began on Resurrection Sunday. Look what silver's done. It's outperformed gold every single day since Resurrection Sunday. And on the next slide, something even more interesting as well, too. This ties in with the U.S. dollar. So since January of 2025, this year, okay, you'll see in the bottom left there, that's silver priced relative to the U.S. dollar. Silver has been outperforming the U.S. dollar consistently since the start of this year. So this is all about the collapse of the Babylonian system. How is it built? With a Federal Reserve note. Federal Reserve System. The Federal Reserve System is a bondage system. So we can jump out of these slides here, but the Federal Reserve System is what has created the bondage in our world. And the bondage is going to break. The spirit of Pythos. Pythos is a bondage spirit. It's kind of like very simple what has similar in the type and shadow of what was happening with Egypt and Israel. Mm-hmm. Israel was in bondage to Egypt. Okay, that's a spirit of Pythos, bondage. And so the spirit of Pythos begins to break when? On Resurrection Sunday. And look what silver, I've shown you the chart, to the exact day. How does this happen? That since the death of the Pope and Resurrection Sunday, silver has been progressively outperforming everything. So it's fascinating, from the dollar to gold. It's outperforming everything. And we're about to see, again, this is the crazy part. We haven't seen the explosion yet, okay? So Pastor Dave and I have talked with Andrew. We said, do you have gold? Do you have silver? We're not giving financial advice. We're just asking a question because we all do. Why? Because in the year of Jubilee, silver is going to break through $50 with a vengeance, okay? Because again, it was 30 pieces of silver that were used to sell out Jesus, okay? God is now, through prophecy, spoken that he is going to use silver to destroy the bankers. Okay, this is the flipping of the financial scales. Babylon fell. When did it fall? The writing on the wall, mene, mene, tekel, upharsim. And then when you study the scripture, okay, that was a writing on the wall. That night, Babylon fell, and it was over. So we're at a moment in time now. I do believe we're supposed to potentially see something here starting potentially next week. If we can pop on the first chart on page 1, this is interesting because from the 6-day war, okay, not 6-day war, from the Tabernacle War, okay, so we've got the Yom Kippur War, October 6, 73. We know the 50-year Jubilee cycle. Well, what a coincidence is, again, because there aren't any, to the exact weekend, October 7th, 2023, we saw the Tabernacle War when Hamas attacked Israel. Okay. Now this is, again, we're living in not political times, even though we're watching all the politics, and Pastor Dave's doing a great job of explaining it all, but it's biblical. It ain't political. So again, when we look at that time point, this is wild, but 666 days, Pastor Dave, is this coming Sunday, August 3rd, 2025. Why is that important? Well, let's look at the next slide, on slide 2. August 3rd, 2025 is critically important. Why? Because what are the coincidences that both temples fell? The first temple and the second temple fell on what? The 9th of Av. Okay, well, the 9th of Av this year is this Sunday, August 3rd, which coincidentally is exactly, to the exact day, 666 days from Hamas attacking Israel. You can't make this stuff up. This is not possible unless it were by the hand of God. And then you also got to look at 17 Tammuz, which is July 13th, just a couple weeks ago. It's a 21-day window. Oh, what a coincidence. That also lands on August 3rd, 2025. Oh, and let's look at the death of the Pope. We just talked about that. Well, 3.5 months to the exact 3.5 months to the exact day is August 4th into the 5th. And then from the inauguration of Trump, 7 months to the exact day, using the Book of Jubilees calculation, lines up exactly on August 3rd through 4th. So what I'm trying to say is, we're seeing all these pieces come together, the Epstein stuff, like there's so much about the blow. I guess that's, we can jump out of the slides here, but I can say there's so much about the blow. If we just listen to what Pastor Dave was saying, listen to what's going on in the media, listen to what's happening with the Epstein stuff, listen to what's happening with Trump's tweets. What is Trump putting out? Listen to what all of the people that are now working for Trump, all the agencies that are now working for Trump, look at what they're putting out, okay? And so all we are waiting for is that specific, perfect moment in time where suddenly, the word is suddenly, like the writing on the wall, mene, mene, tekel, upharsim, you've been weighing the balances and found wanting, your kingdom has come to an end. So what I'm showing here is just through the silver has been progressing vertically. It's been outperforming gold. It's been outperforming the US dollar. And the US dollar is about to break, and gold and silver are about to explode. When gold explodes, silver is going to be gold on steroids. Okay, so as high as gold is going to go, you ain't seen nothing yet with what silver is about to do. It's going to gap up. It's going to make gap explosions in prices. You're going to be waking up every morning, seeing it jump dollars and dollars in prices, and it will not stop. It's going to be just biblical what's about to happen here this year. It's going to be so exciting because, again, it's the breaking of $50 is about to happen. And again, what I'm saying is, again, no one knows a day this is going to go down, but please go back to listen to what I just said. What are the possibilities that literally all of this is tying into 666 days from the Hamas war to the 9th of Av, the fall of the temple. So I would extrapolate from what I'm saying here, the fall of both temples. I personally believe the fall of both temples is going to mark the fall of Babylon's financial system. That is what I believe is about to happen here. So the marker of time is 660 days from the Hamas war, ends up being that next week. Fasten your seatbelts. And what a coincidence that some crazy information is about to come out this possibly Thursday, Friday. I had a prophecy, God revealed to me that all of this begins on a Friday. And when it begins on a Friday, watch the next Tuesday. The Friday that this thing goes down, watch the next Tuesday. And that marks the explosion of silver and gold. That is potentially how this is going to play out. So I truly believe that all of this can actually start literally. We're days away, and I do find it fascinating, this calculation that I'm showing with regard to the 9th of Av, the destruction of both temples, 666 days to the exact day, to the 9th of Av, from the Hamas attack on Israel. How is this happening? And it's 7 months to the exact day from Trump's inauguration. 7 months to the exact day. So all I got to say is, I truly hope people have listened to what Pastor Dave and I, myself and Andrew have been doing financially. Silver is the marker. It's about to take off vertically, and it's fun. We've seen it go up. Now it's at, $36, $37. Again, it's not about the price right now. It's about taking out $50, and it will do it. And I believe we could see this thing happen here anytime after the 9th of Av, which is this weekend onwards. So fasten your seatbelts. If we see something crazy going down potentially this weekend, say Friday, I think next week could be biblical in terms of what we've always been waiting for. But we are waiting for the fall of Babylon. That is what we're waiting for. And I think I'm looking at this, what a coincidence that both temples fell on the same day. And we're literally at a marker of time here, potentially for the fall of the Federal Reserve System. So we wait and watch together, but silver is the marker. And I think we're very close to watching this go down.
9th of Av is coming up. That's the day that they sackcloth and ashes. They still humble themselves every 9th of Av. Go and